Nestled on the barrier island of Palm Beach, Florida, where the Atlantic Ocean kisses the lake, Worth Lagoon stands one of the most opulent, controversial, and talked about properties in modern American history, Mar-a-Lago. It's not just a mansion, it's not just a club. It's a stage where wealth, power, and politics intersect beneath crystal chandeliers and gold-leaf ceilings. Built nearly a century ago by serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post, this 17-acre seaside palace has transformed into Donald Trump's private playground, a members-only haven, and during his presidency, what many called the Winter White House. Today, its estimated value hovers around a staggering $500 million. But to understand why Mar-a-Lago commands such attention, we need to walk its halls, explore its history, and confront its scandals. A dream in stone and tile. The story begins in the roaring 1920s, when America's elite sought to outshine Europe's palaces and castles by building their own monuments to wealth. Marjorie Merriweather Post, heiress to the Post cereal fortune, envisioned a Mediterranean-style masterpiece, a winter retreat unlike anything Florida had ever seen. Between 1923 and 1927, she poured the equivalent of over $100 million in today's dollars into her vision, hiring renowned architect Marion Sims Wyeth and Austrian designer Joseph Urban to bring it to life. What emerged was more than a house. It was a theatrical set, designed to make guests feel as though they had stepped into an old-world palace transported to the new world. Imported, Doria limestone from Genoa framed its grand facades, while more than 36,000 antique Spanish tiles adorned its floors, walls, and patios. Venetian-inspired ceilings glimmered with gold leaf, Portuguese-style archways led into secluded courtyards, and a 75-foot tower offered panoramic views from the Atlantic Ocean to the inland lagoon. Marjorie called her estate Mar-a-Lago, Spanish for sea to lake, and she designed it to embody that very concept. The property literally stretches from oceanfront sands to lagoon-side lawns, a rare geographic privilege even by Palm Beach standards. Every detail, from hand-painted ceilings to marble-inlaid dining tables, whispered wealth and permanence. The heiress's palace becomes a presidential dream. After Marjorie's death in 1973, her will offered Mar-a-Lago to the U.S. government as a winter retreat for presidents and visiting dignitaries. It seemed perfect, a sprawling seaside estate built for entertaining heads of state. But reality clashed with fantasy. Security concerns and the astronomical cost of maintaining the estate, its ornate stonework, antique tiles, and exotic gardens, proved too much, and by 1981, the government returned the property to the Post Foundation. Enter Donald Trump. In 1985, long before his presidency, Trump acquired Mar-a-Lago for a reported $10 million, a deal that included the mansion, its furnishings, and an adjacent beachfront parcel. Even then, Trump understood the value wasn't just in the walls and ceilings, it was in the story. He restored, renovated, and reimagined the estate, later converting it into a private members-only club in 1995, under a preservation agreement that protected much of its historic character. From this point onward, Mar-a-Lago would become more than a mansion. It became a brand. Walking through the Golden Halls, step through Mar-a-Lago's gates today, and it's impossible not to feel transported into another world. Palms line the cloistered drive, leading up to the crescent-shaped facade crowned by the iconic tower. Inside, a labyrinth of galleries, salons, and courtyards unfolds like an architectural comma symphony. In the entrance hall, light dances off 15th-century Spanish tiles, their intricate patterns, painstakingly set by artisans nearly a century ago. The patio cloisters, framed by marble columns, give way to sweeping views of manicured lawns and glistening waters beyond. The old room, formerly known as the living room, is a triumph of theatrical design. Its gilded coffered ceiling, inspired by Venice's famed thousand-wing pattern, rises above Venetian-style panels and antique tapestries. From here, one moves to the state dining room, where inlaid marble tables and carved stone surrounds make every meal a performance. But even these original rooms pale in comparison to one of Trump's boldest additions, the Donald J. Trump Grand Ballroom. Completed in 2005, this 20,000-square-foot hall was built for spectacle. Massive crystal chandeliers, imported from Europe, hang over mirror-polished marble floors. The walls are dressed in gold leaf pilasters, while Versailles-inspired ceiling paintings evoke the grandeur of royal courts. It's a room designed to impress 1,000 guests at once, and it does dot. Throughout the club, private guest suites feature monogrammed linens, library lounges whisper of Palm Beach's high society, and a beach club beckons members through a private tunnel beneath South Ocean Boulevard. On the lawns, croquet matches unfold, tennis balls slice through the Florida heat, and waves crash against the estate's private seawall. At sunset, the rooftop terrace offers a view that few places on Earth can rival. Atlantic surf on one side, tranquil, lagoon waters on the other, from social stage to winter White House. Mar-a-Lago's transformation into a political stage came in 2017, when Donald Trump became the 45th President of the United States. Suddenly, the club wasn't just an exclusive retreat. It was a command center, diplomatic theater unfolded beneath the chandeliers. In February 2017, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe joined Trump for dinner on the club's terrace when news of a North Korean missile test broke. Guests looked on as aides illuminated documents with phone flashlights, sparking widespread debate over open-air security protocols. Later that same year, Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Mar-a-Lago for a summit. During dessert, Trump casually informed Xi that the U.S. had launched missile strikes in Syria, a revelation that reverberated through global headlines. Overnight, Mar-a-Lago wasn't just Palm Beach's most exclusive address. It was a geopolitical stage. The price of access. For Palm Beach's elite, membership at Mar-a-Lago has long been a symbol of status. But during Trump's presidency, demand soared. Reports suggest initiation fees doubled from around $100,000 to $200,000 after 2017, with annual dues ranging from $14,000 to $20,000. Membership isn't just about luxury amenities, though those are plentiful. It's about proximity. Dining in the same room as world leaders, rubbing shoulders with cabinet members, or attending galas where billionaires mingle with power brokers offers a kind of access money can rarely buy elsewhere. From private guest suites to exclusive spa treatments, croquet lawns to beachside pools, the experience is designed to blur the line between history, hospitality, and influence. Scandals and security breaches. For all its glamour, Mar-a-Lago has rarely escaped controversy. Its role as both a private club and a hub of presidential activity raised questions about security, ethics, and influence. In 2019, Yu Jingjiang, a Chinese national, was arrested for trespassing at Mar-a-Lago while carrying multiple electronic devices. She was later convicted and deported, but the incident exposed vulnerabilities in the estate's security protocols. In 2022, another alarming episode unfolded when a woman posing as a European banking heiress managed to mingle with members and political figures at the club, sparking FBI inquiries and Senate oversight. Even everyday optics created headlines. During the Abe visit, photos circulated of aides reviewing sensitive documents in facades. Full view of club guests prompting House oversight demands for clarity on security measures. Meanwhile, investigations revealed that a trio of Mar-a-Lago members, dubbed the Mar-a-Lago crowd, held informal influence over policy decisions at the Department of Veterans Affairs, adding fuel to debates over access and ethics. The $500 million question. What is Mar-a-Lago really worth? The answer depends on who you ask. As a private club, subject to preservation agreements and use restrictions, Palm Beach County, assessments place its taxable value in the tens of millions. But if those restrictions vanished and the estate returned to being a single-family home, luxury brokers speculate valuations could soar into the hundreds of millions. Trump himself has, at times, claimed the property is worth over $1 billion, citing its size, ocean-to-lagoon frontage, and historical significance. Most independent estimates land around $500 million, a symbolic midpoint reflecting both its practical constraints and its unmatched prestige. It's a paradox. On paper, it's a club bound by rules. In reality, it's a brand with global recognition and a stage for history. Thanks for joining us on this exclusive journey inside Mar-a-Lago, the $500 million winter White House where history, power, and luxury collide. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the world's most iconic estates, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next cinematic tour. What's your take on Mar-a-Lago's legacy? Share your thoughts in the comments below.